Hello, Tap Dance 2021 attendees. I'm Michelle Carlen, founder and president of Alignment Advising. It is a delight to be with you today. I'm so excited of the theme for this year's event, Ignite, developing collaboration, motivation, and innovating. This parlays so well into the message that I'm going to be bringing to you today about finding your alignment. Now, to say that last year, and even as we move through 2021, has been the most drastically transitional year in the travel and tourism industry is an understatement, right? And you're here today to learn how to refuel and move forward in recovery. So we may have been feeling a little bit like this gentleman here who's pulling on his neck. He's obviously having some pain and he's out of sorts. He's like, I don't know how I can move easily, right? Anyone ever tried a Rubik's Cube? Try to get the parts to match up so that it's all one cube? Very difficult, isn't it? How about this blue beamer? I don't know what's going on here, but this person has decided that they want to purposely not park in their spot correctly. And I can only imagine that the people that are driving in and out of this parking garage are pretty ticked off. So imagine spending over 20 years in an industry that you love the people, you love the opportunities it presents to you, and suddenly and unexpectedly, you find yourself out of work. Does this sound familiar? Is it similar to maybe the story that you have? Well, it's actually my story, and it happened a year before the pandemic. So I have spent my 25 years almost in the travel and tourism space, mostly in the CVB world, really starting at a travel agency and moving into different destinations throughout California, doing sales, marketing, membership. And there I was plugging along, and then I hit this crossroad. What was I going to do next? I was at an executive level. Sure, I could have gone into another position with another CVB, but I decided to take some part-time work as a consultant and use the extra time to really evaluate, how do I find what I'm supposed to really be doing? And what was it that I did that really helped organizations that I had represented, as well as the people that I had managed? So I came up with this idea of alignment because as I did this introspective practice, I determined I was helping companies do sales and marketing activities, but I was also helping them learn how to better adjust resources, better train staff for a higher ROI, and also implement processes and procedures to create efficiency and effectiveness. And at the same time, I was helping and coaching individuals to be better salespeople, to be better marketers. And I also did this on the side where people came to me and asked me for help within their career. Maybe it was writing a resume, it was coaching them on an interview. And so I decided that I wanted this to be my business. I wanted to help organizations and individuals find their alignment. And I wanted to do it not just for the tourism space, but I wanted to do it for any business and any professional. So I formed Alignment Advising. Now, I was stuck, but I found my alignment, and I realized when I'm in that alignment, I'm able to move forward with purpose and I'm able to succeed. So I thought it's important that before we get started, we define alignment. Alignment is when all parts are adjusted in proper position in relation to each other to allow for coordinated functioning, or they are in matching agreement. In other words, they're working properly. So how do we find our alignment? Step one is to begin with a new approach. Now, throughout the last year and then some, there's been a lot of depressing news, right? Especially in the tourism space. It's a lot of negativity to handle, and getting restructured and trying to build your business and adapt takes effort, but it has to be done with a new approach. The first key I'm going to give you is to develop a perspective mindset. Now, what does that mean? When this negativity is surrounding us, we have to shift the energy. The way to do that is to focus on the positive. And how you bring that into existence is one simple trick. Develop a gratitude practice daily. Now, this can be simple. It can be a little notebook that you have at your desk or by your bedside, and you write down 1 to 5 things that you're grateful for. Could be that you loved your cup of coffee this morning, or it could be a new friendship that you've developed, but you write that down. And what happens when you write that down is it shifts your energy. It allows you to move away from that negativity, and then it automatically opens up the opportunities for you to see other positive things going on. Key number 2 is to challenge yourself to try something new. So what happened prior to COVID was we were all in this routine. We got in the car, we got in traffic, we got to the office, we worked, we came home, we made dinner, we went to bed, we got up the next day, we did it all over again. Now, when COVID hit, we had the opposite routine. Okay, we're at home, we're supposed to stay home, we get up, but we don't get dressed, maybe we do. We start work in our virtual office space, the kids do online learning, and then we make lots of food, and then we go to bed. And then we get up and we do the same thing all over again. Now, there's nothing new in those routines except that they were in complete opposition to each other. So adding something new to your routine, challenging yourself to do so, helps you see different opportunities and develop a new approach. And this could be that you always wanted to try golf, so start some golf lessons. Maybe it's that you wanted to try an art class, go ahead and sign up. Perhaps it's just that you love books, but you really miss the social interaction, so you decide to join a book club. These are ideas of ways to add a new activity that challenge yourself out of your regular routine. Key number 3 is incorporate a wellness practice. So you may be exercising daily, you might be exercising once a week, once a month, I don't know. Exercise is hugely important, but added to that would be understanding how to maintain some kind of relaxation that helps you focus throughout the day. So it could be that you set a timer and you decide that you're going to take 2 5-minute walks around the block during your day. That is a wellness practice. It could be that you decide you're going to do some meal planning. You want to eat healthier throughout the week. And so you pick certain meals to have or certain healthy snacks that really help fuel your energy. And this is important to maintain wellness because it helps you to be able to focus. And as you can see, we're in such transitional times that you have to be at the top of your game all the time. This is a way to do that. Now, it's no surprise we've all had to change how we're doing business. This COVID was, in my opinion, the travel industry has been completely blindsided and to a degree obliterated from the standpoint of everything that we thought we knew that was of value to the economy has been ripped away from us. And so we've had to learn how to adapt and innovate and collaborate. And the best way to continue that and finding new opportunities is to, number 1, nurture those relationships consistently. So when things are bad and things are good in your business, you always call on the people that you trust, right? And that's great. You should continue those relationships. You should also develop opportunities to find new avenues where you can grow relationships. This type of event here is great for that because you're networking with people. But then you need to continue to have open communications and ways to connect. So maybe you've been doing virtual happy hours, you're kind of sick of those, I don't blame you. But take it a step further. You know what? Get a bottle of wine that's your favorite from maybe the destination that you're in. Send it to your client. Invite them to just a casual, fun conversation, relaxed atmosphere on a virtual happy hour. But go that extra step. Write them a little note. People want to feel connected, and doing those things helps nurture those relationships, which in turn builds trust and builds future business opportunities. Our second key is to educate yourself, and you're all doing that here, obviously, in this conference. You're learning new things and meeting new people. If you haven't had any certifications or you want to up the ante in your business, and you can get a certification being pandemic compliant, there's other certifications available. You may even consider some kind of refresher webinar or training that's outside of the industry. That's always helpful. But when we're educating ourselves, we're expanding our knowledge, we're expanding our ability to identify new opportunities when we're talking to our customers, when we're talking to a prospective client. The third key is to be a resource. So nowadays, it's not enough just to be a good salesperson or know the product that you're offering, but you have to take it a step further. And the way to do that is to connect with people personally. So be a resource to them. If you're reading an article about maybe a recent trend in the tourism space, go ahead and forward that to a client that maybe you've had that similar discussion with. Perhaps you just talked to your client about the uncomfortableness of the remote office space that you have and how it's not working for you. Maybe you're reading an article on tips to improve that. Go ahead and send that to them and say, hey, I know we talked about this, thought of you, wanted to share this information. That personal touch allows there to be an opportunity for more conversation, and then hopefully that person converts into a client if they're not already. You may also use examples of successes that you've had. So if you're a hotel and you've had to implement safety protocols, you may highlight some ways that you've had successes and go ahead and share that. Share a testimonial from another client and send that to your prospective client. All these tips are going to open up not just new opportunities, but allow you the ability to identify what those new opportunities are. Our last step is to conduct an awareness check, and this is critical. So when individuals or businesses are in alignment and they're working properly, they're meeting their goals, what they're doing is they're actually taking a temperature check all the time of what's working, what's not, how do we improve this in the future? And so that's what I want you to do with yourself. And particularly while we're still in this transition to a recovery, it's important that number one, you gauge your passion. I'm really hopeful that you are energized and reinvigorated about the travel industry, seeing that the value that it provides, not just to the economy, but to really helping people understand the world and understand different cultures and all of the benefits that we get from traveling. But if you're in this space and you're questioning, you know, am I that interested in travel? You know, I always actually was interested in health. Maybe I want to get into some kind of field of nutrition. Then I would say that this is now the time to shift. So gauging your passion is important because you don't want to continue to waste your time doing something that you're not excited about. The second key to that is to be ready for what's next. Now, this year has taught us that we actually don't really know what's next. Everything can change at the snap of a finger. And we need to know that. We need to take that lesson, move it forward by being ready to continually adapt, collaborate where we can with others, and also be ready if for some reason we're presented with a new job opportunity that we, feel is our dream job, or perhaps if you are in transition and you're looking for a new position because you lost your job. It's being ready, getting polished, updating that resume, being on the top of your game with your interview skill sets, and possibly even working with a mentor or a coach. But always being ready for the next step. And our final key within the final step is to always set goals. It's amazing. I work with a lot of businesses and a lot of professionals, and some of them don't have goals. Some of them have goals, but they don't really look at them. And then others have goals and they're exceeding them. So the reason that goal setting is important and helps you within this whole process of finding alignment is when you have goals, you have something to work towards. When you have timelines, you have a way to measure if you're getting to those goals and ultimately your success. So goal setting can be as simple as, maybe it is a quantification of sorts. You want to increase your revenue by 20%. It could be something more that maybe it's you want to meet 10 new people within the month. That could potentially be a new client. Those are goals too. And I encourage you to have a diverse outline of goals, and always make sure that you're checking back. Did you check it off your list? Do you still need to work on it? These are important in being able to move forward. And so in closing, when you apply these 3 steps and the keys to unlock those steps, you are going to find your alignment. You're going to find balance. You're going to find that motivation that you need. You're going to find that new opportunities are being presented to you, and you're going to have the ability to move forward with them. So thank you for your time. I'm so excited for the year ahead, and I wish you all the best success.